This is the Purdue University DVM class of 2023. Let's give them another round of applause. Well, good evening. I'm Willie Reed, and as Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine, I am very pleased to welcome you to our white coat ceremony. This event is an important... They come in all ages. Yeah. This event is an important milestone for our students, and it is wonderful that we can have our students' families, friends, and loved ones gathered together with us to celebrate this occasion in person for the first time in 3 years. I also want to express our sincere appreciation for the support of our many Purdue Veterinary Medicine alumni and friends who helped to make today's event possible by sponsoring the white coats we are giving to the students. In addition to the generous giving, these sponsors also provided notes of encouragement that will be shared with the students. In addition, I'd like to thank the Indiana Veterinary Medical Association, which is providing each class member with an engraved name badge. The IVMA is an excellent partner in the veterinary medical education of our students, and we greatly value and appreciate their ongoing support. This afternoon, we recognize a rite of passage for our third-year veterinary students. Over 20 years ago, we conducted our first white coat ceremony. Since then, it has grown into a beloved annual tradition that the PVM family looks forward to with anticipation each year. The roots of this tradition actually date back to 1993, when Dr. Arnold Gold established the practice of holding the white coat ceremony at Columbia University's medical school. The event was designed to impress upon students, physicians, and the public the important symbolic role of the white coat in patient-doctor interactions. Today, this ceremony is held not only in medical schools, but also in veterinary schools across the country, where it marks the passage of third-year veterinary students from the classroom to the clinics. Members of the class of 2023, the donning of the white coat symbolizes your new role as junior veterinarians. This coat indicates your acceptance of the great responsibility you now have towards your patients and clients, as well as your commitment to show compassion and empathy and to make a positive difference in the life of every animal and person with whom you come in contact. As you go through your clinical year, you will be interacting as veterinary professionals with our veterinary hospital clients. This is a big responsibility, but we know you are well prepared for it, and we are excited to formally recognize your acceptance of your white coat and the responsibilities, the many responsibilities that go with it. The class of 2023 voted to choose a faculty member with whom they wanted to hear advice regarding their entry into their clinical year. They selected Dr. Andrew Wilcock, Associate Professor of Small Animal Internal Medicine, for this role. And at this time, I'm going to ask Dr. Wilcock to please share his thoughts with the class members about their journey that lies ahead. Dr. Wilcock.
Thank you, Dean Reed, and good evening, class of 2023, and to everyone who supported them on their journey here today. I feel really honored to speak with you today, and I was asked to impart some words of wisdom to you as you embark on this exciting transition to clinics, representing one big step closer to becoming a veterinarian. The landscape of veterinary medicine has changed immensely since I attended my own white coat ceremony over a decade ago. And one needs only to look at the pandemic as a difficult and humbling reminder of our adaptability as a species, the unpredictable forces of nature, and the awe-inspiring possibilities of science. It is not my intent to make this talk COVID-centric. However, I do think it is worth celebrating the superhuman dedication, resilience, focus, maturity, and flexibility that you all have exhibited over these past few years. I could have tried to build my words of wisdom around these personal characteristics that help one advance in their training, in their career, etc. But honestly, you've already shown that you have these qualities in spades. So rather than make that my focus today, let me just start by telling you how proud I am and impressed I already am with all of you. And let's give them a round of applause already. So, perhaps the better way to focus my charge to you today is just to keep it simple. You have spent the last few years learning basic science, building blocks of life and organic function, simple, the interaction of chemical structures with physiologic processes, the pathology of disease and the mechanisms of healing, all while navigating high credit loads, dozens of exams, honing technical skills, patiently waiting for the especially chatty professors to wrap things up so you can get a snack and have a pee. I threw that last one in to demonstrate self-awareness. And so, as you emerge from this fog, amidst the chaos of the past few years, it can perhaps be difficult to remind yourself why you are here, and that is the health and welfare of animals. So as simple as it sounds, yes, my advice today is during those moments of stress and self-doubt, which there will be, those feelings of imposter syndrome that we're all guilty of feeling, those days where things go so right and those days where things go so wrong, tap into your purpose, the core of your professional ambition, and remind yourself that what you are doing and will do really matters. And so for the parents in the room, I'm sure you all have a story or two of the moment you knew your child was on their path to this profession here today, whether it was a bond with a family pet or a penchant for bringing home injured wildlife. Thank you for nurturing that nascent passion, and feel free to embarrass them with those stories tonight at dinner. Do it for me. And animal health has never mattered more than it does now. The public health and One Health initiatives with animals as models for disease in our ecosystem have helped us understand and design strategies for emerging from this pandemic. But beyond that, the way that animals fit into society has fundamentally changed over the past few decades. In 2020, the American Veterinary Medical Association reported a survey result that 85% of dog owners and 76% of cat owners consider these pets to be members of the family. I will pause for angry cat owners in the room for the lower percentage. But let's face it, those other 24% of cat owners probably think that their cat considers them staff, which is probably not far off. But these numbers are pretty incredible, seeing as a survey done only in the late 90s showed about 25% less people thought of their pets as family members. In other recent news, in January of this year, Spain became the 6th European nation to pass a law that recognizes pets as sentient beings, as having feelings, as needing to be considered members of the family in legal proceedings as opposed to property. So this is progress. And maybe the most stunning statistic is that more than 23 million American households, that's nearly 1 in 5 nationwide, adopted a pet during the pandemic. So the point is, you really are caring for someone's family. And even for those animals not traditionally viewed as pets, like those in our production or agricultural industry, they likely represent a livelihood that many who rely on their health and your expertise continue to provide for their own family. So they matter more than ever. And you're dedicating your careers to these incredible creatures whose joyful existence has changed the legal system, the traditional family, the production and safety of our food, the experience of public health worldwide. And if that sounds staggering, then it should come as no surprise that there will be challenges ahead. Clinics will be difficult, there's no doubt. But remember that golden retriever in ICU that's recovering from pancreatitis has no idea what you got wrong in rounds that morning. The horse that you're giving Q2-hour eye drops to has no idea that you referred to it as a bay when it's actually a chestnut. All these animals know is that they're in a new place, they're nervous, they're anxious, and they're unaware that what you are doing is caring for them. So all you can do is focus on making sure that that care is intentional, compassionate, evolving, and that you're learning from it. I think one of the most frustrating things that students experience during their clinical year is that they're presented with what can feel like an infinite ways to do the same task or consider the same concept. And on one hand, that is difficult because it becomes challenging to feel like you're achieving mastery when you feel like your teachers all want something different out of you. But on the other hand, I will implore you to view that as freeing because it shows you that there are just simply so many ways to practice this type of medicine. And ultimately, this is a wonderful thing that helps you try new things, new approaches as you develop kind of who you are, your perspective, and your preferences as a doctor. And ultimately, your best teachers will be your patients. On the day you get to send that patient home, you can really see the progress they've made and reflect on how you got them to this point. How did your choices improve their clinical signs? How did your treatment alter their physiology? How did you break their fever or repair their broken bones? How is that bone healing better now because you knew the anatomy and how to put it back together? Your patients are your ideal teachers because they are the manifestation of your learning. Did everybody see that Netflix documentary, My Octopus Teacher? Oh, quick hand. Okay. If you have not, I highly recommend it. But for those who have, you know that it's a story about how much is to be learned from the bonds that we forge with our patients. So, I'm wrapping up. Class of 2023, think of this next year as your documentary and find your own my Labradoodle teacher, or my Maine Coon teacher, or my alpaca teacher. And I mean, the octopus guy won an Oscar, and you guys are getting a DVM out of this, so that's amazing. And you get to join what, in my opinion, is the greatest profession on earth. So, welcome to clinics, colleagues. I've enjoyed teaching you so much these last few years, and I'm very excited to learn with you for the next year. Congratulations. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Dr. Wilcox. We also have asked a member of the current fourth-year class, the DVM class of 2022, to share some words of wisdom with the class of 2023. That person is Leah Douglas. Following graduation in May, Leah will begin a small animal internship at Texas A&M University's College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. Leah is originally from Houston, Texas. And Leah, would you please come forward to the podium here and share your thoughts?
Thank you, Dean Reed. Well, good evening, class of 2023. So, congratulations on your momentous accomplishment. In just a few weeks, you will be transitioning from the classroom to the clinics. And in just a matter of months, you will be starting your career. And trust me, this year will be over before you know it. I would like to start off by saying you all have been planted in one of the top teaching hospitals and veterinary colleges in the nation. You will be working alongside world-renowned clinicians, nurses, and faculty who are all here to see you grow. But just like any seed that's planted, it must be planted underground first. And yes, you will have your days where you feel under pressure, underqualified, under-equipped, but hear me when I say under does not mean over. This is the time where you will be developing and nurturing and growing your roots, which will look like people or situations who teach you character, humility, integrity, and care. Because in order for you to be great, you must first build a strong foundation. Clinicians and nurses will be asking you to build up all of that knowledge that you've earned over the past 3 years and use it. But they won't just ask you the questions you do know. They will ask you questions that you may not know the answer to, or things that you haven't learned yet and will require research. But remember, the knowledge that you have and the knowledge that you want to grow stronger in, you can only do that by acknowledging those areas that you are weak in. But knowledge won't be the only area that you grow in. As we all know, veterinary medicine is a service industry, and as a Purdue graduate, you will be providing an excellent service. But behind every service are people who care deeply about their pets, their family members, and their friends. And also behind every service you provide is a team of doctors, nurses, and staff. And if there's anything this year has taught me, it's taught me the importance of those relationships. During your last year, you will form relationships with your clinicians, your classmate, and your nurses that will carry you through your toughest cases, your longest days, and your hardest losses. You will begin to respect and trust in these people just as your clients will in you. And before you know it, you will look around and realize you have reached the surface and you are in full bloom. As I close, I would like to acknowledge that you have all accomplished many goals and completed many tasks to get to where you are now. And in only 1 year, you will be accomplishing a huge goal that very few people are fortunate to reach. But please remember that fulfillment does not only come with achieving those accomplishments, and that you can choose to be fulfilled every day, whether that's through caring for your patients, bonding with your friends and family, or coming up with the right diagnosis. You have an entire audience here of people, including myself, who are extremely proud of you and will be there for you every step of the way as you continue to bloom and encourage others to do also. Thank you.
Thank you, Leah, or should I say, thank you, Dr. Douglas. Close enough, right? Doctor, right? Now, I ask Dr. Aaron Johnson, President of the Indiana Veterinary Medical Association, to join me here on the stage. And he's going to present the IVMA badges to our students. So Dr. Johnson, please come forward. Okay. Dr. Salisbury, our Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, will introduce each member of the class. Dr. Salisbury, would you please come forward?
Thank you, Dean Reed. Each of you has a program that contains a listing of the names of the members of the class of 2023 who will be receiving their white coats. Students, when your name is called, please join Dean Reed on the stage carrying your white coat, white coat over your arm. You're gonna get it up here, right? There it is. So you'll come up here and get your white coat, and then Dean Reed will help you put your white coat on, and then you'll have your picture taken with him. After your picture is taken, then you're gonna go across the stage to where Dr. Johnson is, and he will attach your name badge to your white coat and offer his congratulations. And you'll also find a note in your white coat pocket from the sponsor of your white coat. After receiving your name badge, then please return to your seat. Okay, so you can get up and start lining up over here. Sarah Bailey. Alexander Bednar. Megan Bolger. Caroline Bosler. Maya Brooks. Akila Bryant. Summer Burkeen. Courtney Burrows. Sierra Carlos. Molly Carr. Mia Chavez. Aishwarya Chitnis. Brad Singalani. Zenobia Clark. Condon. Olivia Consoli. Gabriela Diaz Rosario. Sean Donlin. Kennedy Irwin. Rebecca Fleming. Heather Fumia. Malaysia Goldsmith. Aaliyah Gore. Cammie Graber. Desmond Grimm. Megan Grybo. Ernest Harshman. Samantha Hatter. Megan Hoover. Carter Huber. Nak Tram Win. Molly Carlin. Tiffany Kotani. Lisa Kuo. Samantha Larkin. Alicia Marino. Juliana Martin. Madison McKinney. Alexandria Meyer. Gabrielle Miller. Erica Miller. You can stand with me. Brittany Morris. Jessica Nelson. Grace Norden. Jenny Oberhelman. Kiana Parjan. Jessica Park. Jeremiah Patterson. Aaron Paul. Mariana Portela Bragan. Anna Porter. Stephanie Pralo. Eric Prulidge. Owen Pulver. Alexander Ron. Oscar Ramirez. Megan Riley. Jolie Rowe. Max Rowley. Elimar Ruiz Cortez. David Sanders. Jessica Skelba. Teresa Schaefer. Nicole Schroeder. Rachel Schweiger. Alicia Sekulis. Kristen Sequeira. Kelly Sharp. Kelsey Smith. Hannah Smith. Wyatt Summer. Timothy Stolman. Julia Stone. Isaac Trainer. Madeline Trowbridge. Alyssa Vasquez. Rashika Virdi. Good coaching. Evan Ward. Grace Wernert. Aaron Will. Megan Winker.
Yes, congratulations to the class of 2023. Yay! Another important aspect of this annual event involves recognizing special accomplishments of individual members of the class. The first award we are presenting this evening was established by Dr. William H. Jordan of the DVM class of 1973 and his fellow alumni as a tribute to the late Bill Carlton, who served as the Leslie Morton Hutchings Distinguished Professor Emeritus of Veterinary Pathology. The William W. Carlton Award for Aptitude in Veterinary Pathology is given in honor of Dr. Carlton's tireless contributions to veterinary pathology education. This year's award recipient is Samantha Hatta. Samantha, please come forward. This award recognizes a third-year veterinary student who has shown aptitude in the study of pathology through superior academic performance in pathology studies. The award consists of a certificate and $1,000. So Sam grew up here in West Lafayette. She has worked in the Purdue University Veterinary Hospital's emergency services, and in her fourth year will be in mixed animal practice. Sam has excelled in her pathology courses and looks forward to applying this knowledge to her career. Congratulations, Sam. We will now recognize the recipient of the Indiana Horse Council Equine Industry Award. The award recipient is Megan Bolger. The Indiana Horse Council Equine Industry Award is given to a student who has provided the greatest exposure of the equine industry to other students. The award is chosen by peers and consists of a check for $500 and a certificate. An engraved nameplate will be affixed to the permanent plaque, which is displayed in Lynn Hall. Megan is in the large animal track. She is president of the student chapter of the American Association of Equine Practitioners and serves as the large animal liaison to the surgery club. Let's congratulate Megan. Congratulations. Next, I am pleased to present the Holly Watts Memorial Award. The recipient of this award is selected by a vote of the members of the Exotics Animal Club. This year's award recipient is Hannah Smith. Hannah? So Hannah, please come forward. Hannah has already completed many aquatic and zoo experiences, including interning at the Institute for Marine Mammal Studies in Gulfport, Mississippi, as well as participating in experiences at Island Dolphin Care in Key Largo, Florida. In addition, Hannah participated in the prestigious AquaVet program. During her upcoming fourth year, Hannah has multiple off-campus rotations where she will gain further experiences in aquatic and zoo animal medicine. These experiences will develop her knowledge as a future zoo animal specialist. This award is a tribute to a veterinary student named Holly Watts, who passed away in 1983 during her junior year. Established by her family and members of the class of 1995, the Holly Watts Memorial Award recognizes a student who excelled, who had exceptional interest and proficiency in non-domestic animal medicine. The award consists of a framed certificate and a $250 award. Congratulations, Hannah. Traditionally, a third-year veterinary student serves in the position of president of the Purdue chapter of the Student American Veterinary Medical Association, known as SAVMA Purdue. This is an important leadership role within our student body, and it is my pleasure to recognize Maddie Trowbridge for her outstanding tenure as SAVMA president during this past year. So Maddie, would you please come forward? Maddie has worked with the student body as we transition back to routine class meetings and student organization events. In her role as president, Maddie has been a great representative of our students in many college events. Maddie is from Mishawaka, Indiana. That's a mouthful. So Maddie is receiving an engraved cross pin in recognition of her work. So let's congratulate Maddie. Well, to conclude our program, I want to share a brief special message for the class of 2023. I would like to congratulate you on reaching this pivotal point in your veterinary medical education when you begin your clinical year of training. You will be the first veterinary class to complete your fourth year in our brand spanking new veterinary hospital. How about that? This will be an exciting time for each of you and all of us in the college. The coming year will be a phenomenal learning experience. Immerse yourself in it so that you can become the best veterinarian you can be and have fun. And remember, this year, you will be creating memories that will last a lifetime and enjoy every moment. I also want to emphasize that we realize that the success of our students would not be possible without the support of loving family members. And it's so nice to see so many loved ones of our students here tonight. In fact, we may have more participants here tonight, more attendees than any of the previous white coat ceremonies that we've had that I can recall. So on behalf of our college's faculty and staff, we say thank you. Thank you to each faculty member for joining us today. So students, let's give you a family member applause. And thank you again to our sponsors, including the Purdue Veterinary Medicine alumni and friends of the Indiana Veterinary Medical Association for helping to make this ceremony possible. Thank you. And most of all, thank each of you who joined us today for this beloved Purdue Veterinary Medicine tradition. So please stay for a reception that will begin in the room just behind us here, right after the students recess to our favorite song, Hail Purdue! Let's go. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Enjoy.